Hi, and with the topics that have been coming up on the channel lately, the issue of sovereignty has come up on more than one occasion. And last night it brought me into mind a number of the aspects of good old Blighty that people get wrong all the time. Most especially, of course, from people outside of Britain, where it's perfectly understandable, but increasingly by people who are from Britain themselves. So I'm going to run down my 5 things you think you know about Britain, but you're actually wrong about. The first one is the good old flag behind me. People will say the Union flag. Yes, of course. But people keep calling it Union Jack, and this is wrong because the Union Jack is only when you see this flag flown from a ship out at sea. However, this isn't actually true. Although it is true that the Union Jack name came because of the flag being flown out at sea on a ship and referred to its small size, it officially can be known as a Union Jack in any situation. In fact, it was even approved by Parliament in the early 20th century that you may refer to the Union flag as the Union Jack officially without ever being accused of being wrong. The second thing is that Diana wasn't a princess. Yes, Diana is known as Princess Diana, or more affectionately as Princess Di, but she was never a princess. This came to a head a few years ago when Catherine Middleton married Prince William, and everyone was confused about why she wasn't Princess Kate or even Princess Catherine. And the reason is that Diana was never a princess. She was known as Diana, Princess of Wales, due to being the husband of the Prince of Wales, much like Camilla technically is now, although she doesn't use the title in respect for Diana. Of course, that was a whole messy situation. The fact is, you do not become a princess by marrying a prince. The only time you ever gain any royal title without being a royal yourself from birth is by being the husband or wife of the reigning monarch. So, for example, when William ascends to the throne, Catherine, being married to William, will then become Queen Catherine, just as Diana would have become queen had she remained with Charles when he eventually becomes king. Philip, the husband of Queen Elizabeth II, doesn't become king because in the feudal system, of course, it's a little bit sexist and a king outranks a queen, so he becomes a prince. So he is Prince Philip, just as Prince Albert, the husband of Queen Victoria, something that Queen Victoria was not at all happy about. She always felt that he should have been given the title of king, but there you go. The third thing is you don't have a coat of arms. We've all seen the websites, these ones that say put in your family name and it will show you what your coat of arms is. It's mostly a trap for Americans, but there's many people in this country seem a little bit confused as well. There is no such thing as a family coat of arms. Although it is true that some noble families have a crest, which is not the same thing, you don't get that either. Just because you happen to share the surname with a noble family does not make you part of that family, and therefore no right to use that either. A coat of arms is assigned to a specific person who has been raised to the nobility. They still apply for it. It's not automatic. When you apply for it, the design will get approval at some point as long as it follows certain guidelines. For example, here is Sir Paul McCartney's coat of arms. You can see it features prominently a liver bird in honour of his home city of Liverpool, as well as designs based on the guitar and a nod to his rather illustrious career. But this coat of arms has no effect on the rest of his family. It doesn't get passed down. It's his and his alone. The next one is on the issue of Britain as a country. Yes, we're really confusing, aren't we? Many people, particularly from outside of Britain, can't really understand whether they should call us, are we Britain? Are we Great Britain? Are we the UK? Are we England? Whatever. The fact is that Great Britain refers to the large landmass as part of the British Isles, comprising Scotland, Wales and England. It doesn't include Northern Ireland, which is part of Ireland. It doesn't include the Isle of Man, Guernsey, Jersey. In fact, the Isle of Man, Guernsey and Jersey are not even part of the UK. The name of our country is the UK. We are the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. Isle of Man, Guernsey and Jersey are what are known as Crown dependencies. They're not entirely independent. They can't just make up all of their own laws, although they do have a legislative body. They are not part of the UK, however. They are dependent upon the UK. They are also not part of the EU. There are also other British territories known as the British Overseas Territories. These are also not entirely completely the same as Britain. They are not, for example, part of the United Kingdom either, and with the exception of Gibraltar, also not part of the EU. They happen to be territories that are remnants from the British Empire that have not been granted independence, generally because the people who live there do not want independence. So again, they come under Britain's protection, but they're not themselves part of the United Kingdom. And the fifth one is taking the piss out of the Queen's Guard. The guards that guard Buckingham Palace as well as other royal residences. People have the attitude that because they're not allowed to react, that you can do what you like with them and they won't be able to do anything. This is a complete myth. They are armed professional soldiers in service, and they are there to guard the Queen, the palace, and the inhabitants that are rightfully there. They are not there as a tourist attraction, even though, of course, they happen to be one as a little sideline. And you cannot take the piss with them. In fact, if you get in the way of their duty, they will let you know about it.
Get back from the Queen's Guard! Move away from the Queen's Guard! Sorry.
So there we go. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to click the like button, subscribe for further content, share with others who might also be interested. And are there any other misconceptions about Britain that you think are particularly prevalent, or indeed misconceptions about your own country that you think British people have? Put those in the comments below. I'd love to read those. And until next time, I'll see you later.